Hello there everybody, this is Krista and welcome back to the Krista Chronicles and to another new deck digest. Now if you're new to these, this is basically just all of the decks that have come into my collection some way somehow in the last month. So we're looking at everything that came in the month of January and just honestly buckle up because the month of January felt truly so long, and that feels so reflected in what I've got going on here, because to tell you that some of the things on this list, I'm like, what do you even mean that didn't come in 3 months ago? Like, that came in this month? Crazy. We've got quite a lot of decks here. It is just... it's a combination of... I got quite a few decks to review this month, and some Kickstarters came in, along with just some things that, a few that I bought for myself. So, let's just get right into it. We're going to start with the decks I got for review. Starting with the decks I received from Llewellyn. Now, most of these in this pile will have their own individual videos if they're not up already. I do think a lot of them are, so keep an eye out for that. But of course, as always, if there's any of these decks that you would like to see a full walkthrough of, just let me know. But starting off with the Oracle of Daydreams and Moonbeams, this is actually new from Blue Angel, but is distributed in the US by Llewellyn. And I am so obsessed with this deck. This is actually one of the decks I'm using for February, and I just love it so much. So it's very much, I don't think I like it fairy tale, but more story themed. That's what I'll say. I wouldn't say it's necessarily strictly, I don't really know what counts as fairy tales, to be honest. Like, is the Wizard of Oz fairy tale? But then there's Persephone loves Hades, so I would say story, things of that sort. I love this card so much, but this is one that I almost didn't request because I was just unsure about the card layout, the illustration style, but now that I have it, I'm so glad I did. One, because I think it just, I love fairy tale decks, story decks, anything of that sort, and I do really feel like this one does something different in terms of what stories we get. Like, I got Alice in Wonderland there. It's just a really good mix of stories. But the fun I had pairing this deck, this is one that actually will most likely be up. This is coming out on Sunday, Wednesday. My Wednesday video will most likely be a walkthrough of this, and I had so much fun with this deck, and I just think it's so, the artwork, everything about it is so cute, but then the messages are so good. I really am having such a good time with this one. And like I said, I pretty much opened it and it earned a spot in my February decks immediately because I just wanted to use it, and it felt like such a good vibe for the month of February. So yes, really loving this one. That is the Oracle of Daydreams and Moonbeams. I'm not crazy with the backs. Really, that's my only thing, but, you know, that is what it is. Okay, and the other Oracle I got from Llewellyn, actually this video just went up. It's the Witches of the Craft Oracle deck. You all know, I am obsessed with this series of decks. I don't know why, something about the cheesiness of it, I don't even know what you would call this art style. It's got like a real CGI feel to it, but it's definitely, it's a very particular kind of digital art that I feel like is very 90s, early 2000s. I just truly love it. And so this is the latest in the series. Yeah, Witches of the Craft. So this deck, every card is a different kind of witch, which I think is super cool. This is my favorite card, the Witchlet Inquisitive Magic. I love that. My only complaint about this deck is there's 2 cards in it that are rather appropriative, if not like also just using language that I am certain is not utilized anymore. And I guess to me that just feels like a thing of, I am guessing to have this come out it must go through multiple eyes, and so it's something that I think just feels a little confusing to me of why wasn't that questioned? But it's something that I think personally I really like the deck. I think I might just make the decision to take those 2 cards out, because the way the deck is set up, if you took cards out, it's not like it's missing anything. So I think that's going to be my answer, because I do love this series of deck. I think this is a really cool addition to it, but I think that's just something to note that I don't know if I made super clear in my walkthrough, because my brain was just kind of processing it. But yeah, so that is the Witches of the Craft Oracle. I'm excited about this one. I have a whole spread I made to do a reading with all of these Witches decks, and I added in, it felt like getting this, it's like it completed the spread in a way I didn't know it needed to be completed, which was so exciting. And so in my walkthrough of this, I said in the video that I would put a picture at the end of the video, totally forgot, but in the description there is the link for the PDF. If that doesn't work for people, let me know, and I will put it up some other kind of way. But yes, I haven't done the reading yet, but I'm very excited about it. So that is the Witches of the Craft Oracle. Alright, my next deck here is, I got quite a few decks from US Games, starting with the Dreamsong Oracle, which I didn't do a dedicated video for. I don't really know why. Sometimes I just get right in and open decks, but this I probably will. I mean, I can do a walkthrough of it. I do think there are already some up on YouTube though, if you're interested. Like I am 99.9% sure Robin's from Robin's Reflections has a video up of this that was really good, so yes. But I think I might do a Substack review. Anyways, that's besides the point. Look at these gorgeous backs. I am so obsessed with these. This is one that, again, like really kind of caught me by surprise. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this deck. And I think only because, and I don't know why I feel this way. Sometimes, or I feel like I am starting to be, I don't know if wary is quite the right word, but I can't think of another word, but wary of the decks where they're written by Angie Sullins, and that's not like, there's good decks, they're good decks, but the level and like volume and speed in which like decks are coming out written by her is, I don't know. It's like at this level where I'm like, how is that possible? But I will say, every time I get one, they're good. It doesn't feel repetitive. And so I think that's just, I think I have that suspicion because in the book world, when that's happening, a lot of the times it's due to there being a lot of ghostwriting happening. Oh my gosh, my voice is going, hold on. Okay. And really, I mean, like, a good example would be, like, James Patterson. We all know he, like, doesn't write. Well, okay, I should say allegedly, because I don't have facts. But it's pretty understood that, like, allegedly, he really doesn't write all of those books. And not saying that that's what's going on here at all. I think it's just sometimes my suspicion naturally gets raised because of, like, knowing that happens in the book world and, like, seeing patterns like that through my book ordering for work. But, again, it hits every time. I think it's just a case of, like, yeah, no, she's just talented. She just can, like, truly right at that level. So yeah, now I know. Not gonna sleep on those. What I like about this one though, usually the Angie Sullins decks are very glossy, which I think fits in some ways for some decks, but this one is not, and I do rather enjoy that. But how gorgeous is this artwork? I love the key phrases. Everything about this deck, like, just totally took me by storm, I guess we'll say. And I showed in my monthly wrap-up that I paired this with Antique Anatomy, and they're such a beautiful pairing. I plan on definitely using this in my March decks. I think it's so beautiful. So, that is the Dream Song Oracle. Okay, next up we've got the Luminescent Oracle. Another one that is just so pretty. I mean, as the name suggests, the way light is captured in this deck is so, so beautiful. The keywords are great in this. I've been really loving using this deck for goddess readings, divine, I don't know, divine readings? That doesn't make any sense, but you know what I'm trying to say. This paired with the, what's it called? I'll never remember the name of that one. What are you called? I have it right here because I use them together. Gosh, my memory. This one. What is this called? This one. These backs. Someday it'll come to me. Is that gonna bother me? No, it is gonna bother me. I need to know. Do I have the book here? Of course not. Of course not. But where is it? I have to find it. Dreamkeepers. I knew dream, but I kept saying dreaming way in my head, and I'm like, that's not right. That's not right. I love it with the Dreamkeepers Tarot so much. Yeah, I've really been loving this one. I think it's so beautiful. Great, again, great keywords. Yeah, I do have a video of this one, so if you want a further look, more thoughts, that's there. But that's the Luminescent Oracle. Next, we've got the Fairy Tale Tarot. This was such a highly anticipated one for me because it's a deck I've been wanting since I learned about it early on in my deck collecting days when it was out of print. And I think this is a great one to show that not always, but sometimes if you just kind of wait it out, things come back around, things come back in print. You never know. You never know. I feel like we've seen it happen so many times. And this deck is so beautiful. I really, really love it. I love how each card has a story. I've been loving when I read with it and I don't know the story, I'll look it up so I can read it. But I do think the guidebook does a great job of, like, you don't need to know the story. Like, I don't pause my whole reading to do that because the guidebook gives me enough information in terms of, like, what I need to know for the card meaning. So that's really nice. But then, just for my own fun, I like to go and read the story. But Lisa Hunt's artwork is beautiful. Some of my favorites. And I just loved, what other decks? I have her Ghosts and Spirits, is that what it's called? Which I love, but I typically only use that, like, October, like, kind of September, October, November. And so I'm really excited. And then I've got the Pastoral Tarot, which I don't know, I feel like I have mixed feelings on. So I'm really excited to have this, and I'm like, I I love it. It feels usable all year round because I really do love her artwork. So yeah, this did not disappoint. That is the Fairy Tale Tarot by Lisa Hunt. All right, and last but not least was a surprise in the box that I haven't quite decided how I want to utilize, but it is the new Astrology Oracle. It's the 8 Coins Astrology Oracle. There is the 8 Coins Tarot, and I love the artwork on this. Oh, and wait, the guidebook is really, I really haven't looked at this one. I am not super into astrology. It's not really my thing extensively. I think it's really interesting. I don't know, it doesn't tickle my brain in the current moment. But here's the backs. This could change my mind because I do love this artwork. But it is an astrology oracle, so we get all of the astrological signs. Beautiful. And then we get the houses. Houses. Then we get planets. What else do we got in here? Planets. Oh, and then moon phases, which is cool. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff in here. I do think like oracle decks like this are usable as oracles, but I see a lot of people using things of this sort to kind of lay out their own charts sometimes. I don't know if this is extensive enough to do that. I do think it's could be a cool tool to learn more about astrology, which might be how I end up using it, because I love the artwork, I really do. And the guidebook is rather thick. I think it's got a lot of good information in there. Yeah, seems like it. Cool. Okay, that's exciting, because it is something I'd like to know more about. It's just something I find hard learning about. But this might make it a bit easier. So yeah, really pretty. Very cool artwork. So that is the 8 Coins Astrology Oracle. Okay, and nope, I've got one more deck. Hold on. One more deck that came in for review. I almost forgot because it's on my shelf. It was on my shelf because it's also a February deck for me. The Pink Sugar Oracle by Logan. This is up soon on Kickstarter. The pre-save is there though. And I did do a full walkthrough of this. I am so obsessed with this. So this is the pinkified version of the Black Salt Oracle, which I love so much. But something about this pink really just is speaking to me. It pairs with so much. If you watch my walkthrough video, I truly had a whole moment at the end with pairing because I was like, it pairs with so much and I don't want to stop playing. Truly just sitting there and playing. It was so much fun. But yeah, we've got a lot of like everyday household items, things that you can tell are just kind of inspiring to Logan themselves, like just really, really cool. It is a cool balance between feeling like you're learning more about Logan through the choices made, while still feeling like it can be personally relatable. And I think it's not an easy balance to strike, and I think they did a beautiful job. Not to mention just the craftsmanship of Logan's decks always, like truly amazing printers going on there in terms of like card quality and stuff like that. So Pink Sugar Oracle, so excited about this one, so good. Okay, so that was all of the decks I have for review, so let's get into the things that I purchased. So it's gonna be a mix of like I just flat out purchased them, or like I purchased them a while ago and they came in from Kickstarter. Okay, first up we've got the Mystic Cat's Tarot. These are the backs. Oh my gosh, I'm having such a moment with this. I will say, like, it's a month where I got in quite a lot of decks, clearly. I mean, we already are at quite the number, but it's like all the decks I got in, it's like I was kind of able to have really, like, these individual, like, really exciting moments with. Anyway, this is so stinking cute. I truly saw this on, I think it was Tarot Arts, question mark? I don't know. And I was like, what? Excuse me? Why have I never seen that before? I need that immediately. Oh my gosh, like just something. It's a cat deck, but okay, you know what it is? It's a cat deck, but done in this, like, like, cutesy, kawaii style. It feels like, because I don't have, there are 2 tarots out named the Kawaii Tarot, I believe. I don't know if they have, like, slight differences, but the Kawaii Tarot. And I don't have either of them because I feel like it's the Kawaii Pip deck is a little bit too plain, like, pared down for me, but then the Lulu Mayo Kawaii Tarot, that one is a little bit too busy for me. And so I've never bought either one, and then I saw this, and just the way, it was like, oh my gosh, okay, this is like the in-between for me. And then the frog cups, those faces with noses, I don't really know what's going on with the, like, severed hands, I don't know, but whatever. Frog cup. Hello? And so it's Mystic Cats, but I think it's, like, there are a lot of cats going on. I love this. But then also stuff like this. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. I just love it. It doesn't feel so intensely like a cat deck, which I love. I love cats. I love cat decks. But there's only so many cat decks I can have because I really gotta want to have that energy. Oh my god. Oh my god. And so I don't often get cat decks, but this was such a winner for me. I think it's so good. So, Mystic Cats Tarot. Next up, this one's very much an oldie but a goodie that I've been thinking about getting for years and never do, and just, again, had a gift card, so I finally did. The Sacred Destiny Oracle. We don't have to spend long looking at this. I know everyone and their mother has this deck for good reason. She just is that girl, you know? Really good. It's what, the imagery is beautiful. But I feel like also why it is so beloved is because of these really, really good, straightforward keywords. I haven't gotten into the guidebook, so it could also be that the guidebook's really good, but I imagine, like, it's just easy to read with. I'd love to know if any of you who have this have a favorite pairing. Let me know. Because I think the reason I have held off on getting this for so long is because I'm not quite sure what to put with it. Sometimes when there's, like, these thick white borders, I have trouble with that, and a little bit more realistic of imagery going on. I don't know if realistic is quite the right word, but not like super, super illustrated looking, perhaps. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. But yeah, let me know what you like to pair with it, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I do know that I like it. Beautiful. So, okay, Sacred Destiny Oracle. Very glad to just have that in my collection now. Okay. Okay. This is one, again, what a whole moment, and I'm still having with it. This came in from Kickstarter this month. It's the Craft Felt Tarot. I have a video up for this that is just me fangirling the whole time, basically. I love this deck so much, so much. And I especially love the guidebook for this. Each entry, you get a haiku. And that's what you get. And I think that is just, I love it. I really, really love it so much. But also the art of this. I mean, whenever I I love taking pictures of my readings. And the thing that always stands out to me when I take pictures of this is how 3D it looks. And I just think that is so neat. And it's so beautiful. And I think the thing that really, really caught me by good surprise is I think I really expected this to be a very, very straight up RWS clone. And I really would not say it is. I really think there's quite a few places where the creator has their own idea of the card, and really, like this Temperance card adds a personal flair. This for the Hierophant, like that is so cool. That's so cool. It's just been so enjoyable to get to know and to use. And the colors, it just feels like such a happy deck, but at the same time, really thought-provoking because of that haiku element. It feels like it just combines all of the things I love different styles of decks for. So it's like I've got the color, I've got that kind of, with the felt, to me it gives this inner child feel because it reminds me of like storyboards. But then just getting the haiku, it's sort of like promotes you to pause and really consider it and think about it. And I really, really love it. I think it's just the perfect combination of all sorts of things. I think it's so well done. Craft Felt Tarot. I love it. Truly. Alright, next we've got another one that I was waiting on in the sense of like just waiting for it to come out. And when it did, I bought it so immediately because this is one of my favorite artists that I didn't even know they were like interested at all in the realm of like tarot and oracle. I just truly have followed them for years because of how breathtaking their art is. And then surprised, at least me, by being like, hi, I'm coming out with an oracle. Then only like maybe 2 or 3 weeks later was like, here it is. Anyway, it's the Sacred Wood Oracle by Annie Stegg Gerard. Oh my gosh. First of all, the way they nailed the production of this, I feel, it almost makes me feel like, okay, maybe she is a tarot reader or like oracle reader. Like, I just feel like she knows what she's doing. Oh my gosh. Is this not just... So it takes her art and she gives a title and a little key phrase. She just nailed it. She nailed it. This is my favorite card. Toadstool Dance, Honor Relationships. It's just such a usable, beautifully made, beautiful in general deck that I could not have been more excited to see, truly. It's like I don't even have words. I don't even know how to describe how just beautiful it is. Look at, and it's got foiling on the back. Really nice cardstock that's easy to shuffle. The guidebook, we get a hardcover guidebook, and for each of the cards you get the main message about the, I think is there an animal in each? Oh, okay, so there's some sort, it's not necessarily an animal, there's some sort of like animal or mythical creature happening in each of the cards. So it gives you a little blurb about that animal, and then extended message. It's like you can just read this and get a quick message, or you can kind of go deeper into it. Oh, it's so good. I think it just, not that I ever expected it to be not amazing. I think it's just, you know, and her account I follow is for her art. So there's not really that much like personal stuff going into there. So I have no idea. She could be like this long time tarot oracle reader. But since that hasn't been shown. I think it just really took me by surprise of like, this is so well done. Timid heart, embrace your vulnerability. Oh god, it's so good. I love it so much. It was truly, like, I had high expectations I knew were going to be met no matter what because of how much I love her art, but they were so exceeded. Sacred Wood Oracle. Okay, next up is one I got in really, it might have even technically been at the very end of last month, I'm not sure. But it's the Terra Oracle. I'm excited about this. So, okay, backstory is, I love animal decks, and this is one that I've had saved on Etsy for so long, and I just never got, I don't know, because I have quite a few animal decks, so yeah, that's truly my reasoning. But it stayed on my list because of just how many, look at this, I mean, it's a huge stack of cards. You get so many animals in here, and I have liked that there is a keyword on these. Not all of the animal decks I have that, but I think, oh, also because it's like just black and white, I think that's really what has kind of held me back. But the story behind this is a few weeks ago, maybe almost months ago at this point, we had a shrew in the library, which happened once before, probably 5 years ago at this point. I don't know how they get in. Well, they don't repeatedly get in. That's quite a long time to go without having one. We had one in the library. The thing about them and how they are different from mice is mice can see, like see well, and so know to stay away from certain areas. So I'm sure we get mice, it's an old building, but they stay in usual mice territories. Shrews do not have a good sense of eyesight at all, so he was running all around the children's room, not realizing he was just out in the open that way. And there he is. They're so cute. They're so cute, but I learned so much about them that day. Anyway, so it took a whole day and a half before finally I caught him. Okay, so here's the thing. Spent a whole work day because I spotted him in the morning, spent a whole day trying to catch him, almost didn't, did some Googling about them. Turns out they're so cute, they're so small, they are not very nice little creatures when it comes down to it. They are one of the few mammals that are like kind of carry poison, so they will warning, I guess, if you don't like hearing about like National Geographic level animal stuff. They will eat mice who are a little bit bigger than them, because if they bite an animal, their bites have poison that will kill small animals. And if it bites, they will bite people if they feel really cornered. And it won't, like, it doesn't cause, like, you won't die, and you won't even have, like, necessarily, like, serious illness per se. You'll get, like, a rash, and it'll hurt. So there was my problem. I learned this at the end of the day, barely slept that night because I was like, it's in the children's room. Like, there are babies, small children, that would be so bad, so bad. And the day that it was there, no one came into the library that day. I don't know how we got so lucky, but the next day we have our play group where lots of kids come. And I was like, I truly don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to harm him, because it's not his fault. He didn't mean to get in where he got in, but at the same time, now it's becoming a hazard. And so it was getting to the point where it's like, if that's what has to happen, like, I don't know what else to do. So freaking out. But then truly that morning before the library opened, I got there and I set out sunflower seeds. He was eating little sunflower seeds and was so distracted that I was able to sneak up and get a container right over him. And we put him back outside. So it was a happy ending, but what stress that caused me. So I went to one of the, I believe it, yeah, it was Thea's, Garden Goddess Tarot's membership Discord, and was like, does anyone have, like, odd question, anyone have an oracle that has a shrew in it? Because now it felt like such an ordeal that I was like, I want something with a shrew card. And everyone said this. And so I was like, oh, that's been on my list anyway, so yes, time to do it. So that was a very long story and very odd story behind buying a deck, but it was such an odd experience and like had a happy ending, but I just learned so much about shrews that I just had no idea. And I don't know, just got me thinking like, I kind of want this deck and maybe I'll learn more things about that I just never would have guessed. So yeah, Terra Oracle. Okay, next up we've got the Shakespeare Tarot. I don't even know how it's possible, like, also with this, that it came in at the very, very beginning of the month or at the very end of last month after I already filmed. I don't know, but I just can't believe that I haven't had this for like at least 2 or 3 months, because I've used it so much and I love it so much, it just feels like it's been here. But this is the Shakespeare Tarot from Welkin, who I think when it comes to like these kinds of specific topics, I think they just do it the best, honestly. Because I have this, they also make the Odyssean Tarot, which I have. Both of them come with these giant guidebooks that give you such good information without like feeling like it's getting too into the weeds, going into like too much detail. Everything feels very, very purposeful, but very thorough. I think that's what I love about their decks. And I've really come to love the horizontal layout. I love the backs intensely. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful deck. We had such a moment throughout a lot of January. And I can't wait to bring this one back out. I'm looking at these decks and I'm like, oh gosh, I feel like I could pick my March decks just from this selection, because this would be kind of nice for March too, huh? I don't know. I love it. It's the Shakespeare Tarot. All right, we are down to our last deck. Did we think we would get here? I sure didn't. And this is one, oh, I was waiting on this one. The Lucky Potion Oracle. So this is one, I was kind of searching around for something that would pair really well with my cartoon fandom deck. So like my Neopets Tarot, my Adventure Time, I've got a Steven Universe one, things of that sort. Because I just didn't really feel like I had a great oracle to go with those. And then I came across this and was like, oh my gosh, that would pair with all of them so well. And also just, I've seen this around before but never really looked into it. It's also just so fun. It's so fun. It's a square deck and every card is a potion, but the title of the potions is a really awesome keyword. And the fun aspect of this deck, why that box looked so big, in case you haven't seen this, it's been out for a while, but it comes with a little mat and its own dice system. So you pull a card, and then I lay out this mat because my reading desk is kind of slippery. You just roll it, and so like, depending on this, you go into the guidebook, and there's a different message for each of the positions you can land on. So since I got this like whole intact bottle, I'd read the top message. So I wasn't even sure, like when I opened it, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'll use that, but no, it's so fun. Feels like a must for me when I'm using this deck, which has really been quite a lot. I have been using it a ton, especially with the Neopets Tarot. I think they really are an especially good pairing. But yeah, I'm so obsessed with this. I got just the standard deck, but now I'm already thinking like, okay, I'm gonna add it to my list eventually to go back and get. There's 2 expansions that I didn't get because I was like, let me just get the base deck first and just see if it even works for me. But oh, it's so much fun. Truly so much fun. Really nice quality too. Like, it's a nice linen cardstock. I love this. It's doing everything I was hoping it would. So much fun. The Lucky Potion Oracle. Oh, and why I said I was waiting on it was just because the creator's website must have been like closed down for the holidays when I saw it, and the way I just truly stalked their website, signed up for any kind of notification. I was like, I want to get this so bad because I know it's going to go with so many decks that bring me so much joy. So, yes. Okay, that's the last deck I have to show. Let me know if you've gotten in anything new and exciting lately. I love to hear. Yeah, if there's anything you want to see like a more extensive video on, or just like a written review, let me know. But other than that, I hope you're having a great day so far, and I'll see you again very soon.